Hello and welcome. I am Raziel, and today it is the turn of Parabellum games. Now I am aware the video is called Choose Conquest. The reason being, Parabellum games is very long and not as phonetic as Conquest. So and it's so much more brighter and easier to say Conquest. Anyway, the thing about Parabellum games and Conquest is they only focus on Conquest. Now, Conquest is two games. You have The Last Argument of Kings, which is their main game, their rank and file game. And they have the First Blood 2, First Bloodier, and that's a skirmish game. So that's your two games. But the fact that they're both the same scale, both set in the same universe, and the rules are very much similar, except, one's skirmish and one's rank and file, it means whatever models you buy for the games. So if you're collecting The Last Argument of Kings, you can take models out of your army, and that's your warband for First Blood. And I think that's an absolutely amazing thing to do. I mean, Mantic does this as well, obviously with Kings of War, Champions, Ambush, and I always think this is a good thing. And also the fact that the Conquest rulebooks for both The Last Argument of Kings and First Blood aren't that different that you would be so confused between the two that, basically everything's the same. You're not learning anything different with the rules. It's absolutely a fantastic way of doing things, and I think this is one of the things Parabellum games should be recommended for. The fact is, you buy an army, you get two games, and it's brilliant. Then there's the way to play. Now, one of the most time wasting parts of when you play any war game is choosing which unit, model, or whatever to use next. Like you're planning, even if it's activation per activation, that choice can take a bit of a while. Like who do I move next, etc. That choice is taken away from you with their card system. Basically, you get cards with all your model units on them. And then you draw your card, and that's your unit you move next. Taking that away really adds more of a random part of the game and makes it a little bit more different, and it's really interesting and cool. And also, because their app is free, on the cards is a QR code, whatever you call it, and that means you just scan it and you can see the rules straight away. This is a fun idea. I like this idea. It also means that your opponent can also do it. So both players have all the rules to both armies from the off. There is nothing to look at, nothing different. You have exactly the same information. There's no looking at codexes or remembering what they are. You can just say, right, beep, that's it. You can see it on your phone what this unit can do. And I think that's a really fun idea. I really enjoy it. Now, the models themselves are another one where I'll say they are better than GW. Right now, Parabellum and War Cradle models, and Parabellum, their Conquest models are absolutely fantastic. And they are better than GW. I know it's going to spark some, oh no, how can you say they're better than GW? I can, and I did. And so they are. They look better. They are far better molded. The plastic's better. It feels better. It's some of the best plastic I've used. I think it's fantastic. I've never had any bits fall off or really had to hold it down for that long for the glue to set. Even if I'm using, Citadel glue, which is not the best glue, but it is really, really good plastic, and I really enjoy building with it. And I'll tell you what, I've not really seen many mold lines on these models either. That's another bonus, very few mold lines. So the molding and the building and the creation part of these models before they even get to you are of a very high standard, and I can understand why they kind of are a bit more expensive than most other companies because of that. Because you can see the time and quality that went into the production of the models themselves, which is fantastic. Now, going with that, the models at first glance do look a little bit more expensive. The basic troop units are pretty much the same price as Mantic and Wild West Exodus models, from War Cradle, talking about £20 to £25 a box. The kind of bog standard price we're seeing with wargaming. Well, that is what it is. But the bigger models do tend to look a bit more expensive. Like, if you want to get some of the bigger models, it tends to be about £50 for free. They also are bigger scale. However, big but here, because the models you use in The Last Argument of Kings can cross over to the First Blood, their skirmish game, and vice versa, you could just buy like several warbands and end up saving yourself a lot of money straight away, because you're going to have a very small but decent army out of that, and you've also got your warbands. And they do, with this, they also do the large models, you know, like Games Workshop do, the very large models such as the Archangel, and you got the Jin as well. It's just so many big models, and they're so lovely too. They're really nicely made, and these are expensive models, about £100 to £120 each. But the thing is, what is different from Games Workshop is these models are designed to look pretty on a shelf. These are artisanal models. They even say this, they're artisanal. Though they have rules in the game and they can be used, they don't have to be. They can just be made and they are to look pretty. And they have that aesthetic to them, which, and believe it or not, aesthetics do actually have a value themselves. And that ups the value, so you can use it or just make it look pretty. It's either up to you. It's either or. It's up to you, I should say. Now let's talk about the lore. And then I got one more thing after to say. The lore is grim, dark fantasy, and it is so good. I've mentioned the Spires lore because I just think this is brilliant. The fact that you have this alien race that comes down to Ear, and basically they invade the land. They take the survivors of their, the people they just took over, clone them, and then feed them to the clones, and when the clones get old, they clone them again, and then feed the old clones to the new clones. It's bizarre and weird and brilliant. And then you have like undead Roman centurions, you have a Greek army, you have Viking werewolves, and you have dwarves and orcs who ride dinosaurs and are cowboys at the same time. Yeah, it's cool, it's bizarre, and now we've got the Euroni coming, we've got new armies coming as well. That's another good thing. Because they only have this one universe, all the same scale, when they build a new army, it's going to be for both games straight away. They don't have to worry about one game having it and not another, or making models just for a particular game or system or universe. Any model they make is absolutely viable across both games. So this gives them so much more freedom to make more models, make new armies, because it will fit into, both games. So it's a lot of freedom for them. And then there's this living world. Now, this is something that's really cool. GW did do it way back when with the Eye of Terror, but Parabellum have perfected it. Your games influence the lore. It doesn't even have to be narrative. You play a game, you can sign up and say blah 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 1, and it will influence the lore in their game. And having this very much community focus as well is great. I will get onto community focus with the companies later on a different video, but I'm going to do them all together. And finally, they have also taken the one box situation, which Warcradle does, and again, they do it well. They do it as good as Warcradle. You get into the game, you just need to buy one box of just one starter army, and you're done and dusted. These starter armies are really good. You get one big model in there, nice centerpiece, which is great, lots of different units, a nice character unit, and you're done for the game. And then finally, everything you need is free. Data sheets, rules, lore, all of that is free to download. You don't need to buy anything for the rules or data sheets. They're all free to download, and this is what makes Conquest great. It's a great game, it's great models, and they're really focused on the community and everything else. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm happy you did. If you want, honestly, Conquest is well worth getting. And if you wish to save money on Conquest, you can always try Whaling Games down below with up to 20% off and free delivery after £20. And yes, they ship to America because that's where my audience is. So there you go. So just, do that. There is also Forbidden Planet for comics, DVDs, mangas, all that cool stuff. There is also my merchandise, my comics, etc. My comics are all... by the way, if you're interested in buying my comics, I've just got to say this. When you order them, they will be printed near you. It's kind of cool. They will be printed near you. So it's actually quite a quick turnover. It's about 2-3 weeks. Anyway, that's that bit done. And there's Skyforge, never get Skyforge, good friend of mine. And finally, there is Patreon because it's business. Bye bye.